What's going on, everyone? So it has occurred to me that everyone thinks that they're getting a lot more damage out of their modules, and they're running a couple of modules because they think the modules are providing a lot more than they are providing, with the addition of certain sets, like the Annihilator set. This is specifically for weapons. It does work this way for skills, but in a different way, so don't try to correlate the two. I will begin with a discussion on Walk a Tightrope. Walk a Tightrope says when HP is 50% or lower, you get 30% modifier and 30% firearm attack. Now, people are misconstruing what this actually means. So I have Ominous Hound here. Ominous Hound, 13,930 attack. If I go to its stat page, it reflects the same. And then if I shoot, it reflects the same. 13,930 attack on a level 1 Order of Truth enemy. If I put on Walk the Tightrope and I put my hit points at 1, this becomes 18,100. 18,100 minus 13,900 is in fact 30%. However, 13,900, that gives us about 4,200 damage. If I then test with action and reaction, I get 22,427. 30% of 22,427. So whenever I have Walk the Tightrope on, I should see damage numbers of around 29,000 damage. I only get 26,600 damage. Why is this? Because Walk the Tightrope isn't making your firearm attack 30% higher. What it is actually doing is calculating the base firearm attack and then putting it into the end of a formula for your damage after you've put your modules on. Action and reaction work the same way. You can see currently with my action and reaction, my attack is 22,427%. And then if I put on rifling reinforcement, I get a firearm attack of 93%. What Walk a Tightrope actually does is take 30% and add it onto that 93%. So instead of having 93% plus 100% of your attack power times 30% added onto itself, it is just 30% of 13,930 added onto this 93%. So it's actually 120%. And then whenever I go and equip the Annihilation set, which gives me an extra 26%, this adds 26% on top of that 120. So now I have 150%. And then if I go and I equip Mental Focus and stack it to 150%, I get 150% plus 90%, plus the 30% from Walk a Tightrope, plus the 26%. This is why I do not run Walk on the Tightrope. I do not think it's worth it to half your health for an extra. If I have 100% of my firearm attack, plus my build, which is 93% regularly, plus Real Life Fighter, Mental Focus, which is 150%, I get 343% total. So 30% of that 100% gets added onto the stack. I am trading half my hit points for 8.7% extra damage on my firearm. I do not think that's worth it, to be honest with you. Now, to each their own, of course, but I just wanted to let everyone know how Walk a Tightrope and reinforce and rifling reinforcement and all of this stuff actually works on your character. Sometimes it's worth it to you, sometimes it's not worth it to you. But at minimum, you'll probably have at least a conductor mod on with action and reaction with rifling enforcement. This will put your attack at minimum, or at least on my builds, at plus 120%. 30% on top of the 220% attack that you already possess is around 14 extra percent damage. Luckily, it is factored into crit and weak point. However, like I said, a lot of people are thinking they're increasing the damage by 56% by just Annihilation set and Walk the Tightrope. This is not the case. However, Slayer, the skill power plus 26%, operates on a different wavelength. On a fully built character, you'll have your elemental attribution Sometimes you'll have a skill power modifier attribution, but Slayer adds base skill power boost ratio, and since there isn't already one of those, you are increasing your actual damage output by 26%, provided that you don't already have a spear and shield, or something else that adds a base power skill boost ratio. So this walk a tightrope right here on my crit built massive sanguification glaive would be adding the 30% on top of the firearm 60% that is created with sharp precision shot into the 93% here. So it does not multiply your damage like you think. Let everyone know that their modules aren't always multiplying all of their damage. Thanks for watching. Check out my channel. If you like the way I do content, consider subscribing. I do a whole bunch of testing on Twitch, so if you want to catch me live, link in the description. Y'all have a sick day. Peace out.